Hello everyone, this is today we'll do the comparison test. The test we did in the last video, it's the limit comparison test, and today we'll do the comparison test. So first, this is the statement of this test. The statement is, let summation n is equal to 1 to infinity un. Basically, in comparison test we take two infinite series and compare them, and then we'll say that it will converge or diverge. So first we'll let that n is equal to 1 to infinity un and n is equal to 1 to infinity vn be two positive term series such that un is less than equal to kvn. K is basically any constant positive term, nothing variable in it. So if you write that, it's okay. If you don't write that, then it's also okay. Then first, if summation n is equal to 1 to infinity un converges, then summation n is equal to 1 to infinity un also converges. And the second step is summation n is equal to 1 to infinity un diverges, then summation n is equal to 1 to infinity vn also diverges. And yes, you need to write down this k also. Always write this k. And as you understand in this, it is basically, if you understand in this simple language, then they are saying that if vn converges, then series un also converges. Basically they are implying that if the bigger series, or you can say in that case, if un is the smaller series and vn is the bigger series, right? It's not always like that. So if this is un and this is vn, then if this series, this whole series, this big series is convergent, then un will converge. This is just the way to remember this test. Okay, this is just the way to remember this test. And if un is divergent, that is basically this small circle is divergent, then this whole big circle, that is vn, will also diverge. Okay, so this is just the way to understand this, or not understand, basically remember, trick to remember. Okay, this is just the trick to remember. Now I'll give you one example for that so that you can understand it better. Okay, now example 1. First example is summation n is equal to 2 to infinity 1 by log n. Okay, in that you have to find out that whether the series is convergent or divergent. So first, to apply the comparison, we should have two series un and vn. Basically we should have two series un and vn, then only we can use this test, right? So if I let here we let that un is equal to 1 by log n. Okay, now we need to find the vn because un is less than equal to vn. And if you see, log n log n is less than n, for n greater than equal to t, log n will always less than n. If I reciprocal them, basically, so if 1 by log n will always greater than 1 by n for n greater than equal to 2, right? So from here, if according to test, if we see the test, is it helping or not? Yes, it is helping. If the small series, it is helping. From in the second thing, if you see un is divergent, then vn also divergent. Okay, if un is less than equal to kvn, then then the series vn will also diverge. So if vn is our this series, that is 1 by log n, then if we have un, then we can say that vn is divergent. And you see in this example we have that is if this is our un and this is our vn, and according to test un is less than equal to kvn, that is 1 by n is less than 1 by log n, then because this is divergent, you know from the p-test, then from that we can imply that this series also divergent. This is the rough work, right? So we have the idea now to what we'll do, because we are very particular about the representation because it helps in remember the things. So what we will do, we'll let this series be vn. So if vn is this, and we already know that from here we already know that 1 for n greater than equal to 2, 1 by log n is greater than 1 by n. Okay, 1 by log n is greater than 1 by n. So let un is equal to 1 by, this is all the series, because if we are representing the series in 1 or 2 to infinity, un we can also write it like that. It is not always necessary to write the summation sign. So here we are talking about the series whole time, where vn is representing this series. Summation n is equal to 2 to infinity log 1 by log n. Okay, the un we have this, and according to the okay, so we know that this series, this summation n is equal to 1 to infinity 1 by n is a divergent series. Why it is divergent? As p is equal to 1, that's why. From p series, and in p series, if p is greater than 1, it is convergent. If it is less than equal to 1, then it is divergent. That's why it is divergent. Okay, so if it is divergent, and according to thus by comparison test, next un is less than equal to vn is less than equal to vn, right? So therefore yes, so by comparison test, this series summation n is equal to 2 to infinity 1 by log n is also diverge. Okay, so let's see, this is the example for comparison term. Thank you for watching the video.